are enjoying this wonderful weekend that you're going to have with your mate. So happy Father's Day to those who are fathers. Happy Father's Day. I know you checked my topic out today. It's about what happens when sex is early in relationships. What happened? And I'm talking about this because it's something I think we really don't really think about. So, I'm always give subjects that you don't think about. So how are you doing? I hope everyone is well. So I want to go straight into it. Just make sure that you let other people know that the doctor is live doing a talk on why you are having sex early and why did you do it. No, it's okay. It is okay to engage in what makes you happy and what makes you feel good. So thank you for being a part. Continue to follow. I'll have up I told you guys I'm going to be coming out with some information that's going to help you and help you get started, give you information you never thought about, things that's just going to help you in your relationship. Okay. Now, let's go right into this. I wanted to do this talk because a lot of times I don't give much talk on why would a person go into this line of connection or emotion to be with someone sexually early. Why would you want to be with someone early? And so I wanted to talk about this. So what I'm talking about is when you have met somebody after, when you're just out and you just met, and that person you just met, you go right in with them immediately, okay? And I feel like here's what happens. When you do that, you're looking for reasons. And I'm going to go through that. First, I'm going to talk about what is it about having sex early? What type of people have sex early? That's what I'm trying to say. So it would be when you first meet, when you go on your first date, after you first meet, and after first date. And it could be you had great chemistry and believe that the relationship is wonderful and you have sex on the first time meeting. Okay? Now, why would somebody want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Hi, Moselle Williams. Hi, Damaris. Hi, Love Authentic. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me. Why would you want to do that? Here is what I found, that when you engage in early sex, you're doing it for various reasons. And a lot of time, again, how I always say, the things that we do, we choose to do. And I mean, we choose to be with the people we desire. As simple as that, okay? But then there's other reasons. Like, what are you wanting to do it for? Are you trying to have a long-term relationship? I mean, do you want that person to like you? Are you just needing it? Like you just felt it, you need it, you just want to fulfill some lack or emptiness? Or you think you're going to lose that person if you don't give them what they desire? Okay? Because sometimes you get caught up when you meet someone on a first date. That's going to happen. Now, I know some of you are saying, and of course, my people who are married and in shacking, I know that's not this much of a conversation for you right now, but I do a lot of talks because there's a higher rate of single people. Okay. And so I do a lot of these talks based on you being in a single life. Okay. So don't feel some kind of way, my ones that are married. Or this may help you help a friend that's single. How about that? Okay. So what happens when you do this? And this is what I really wanted to talk about when you have sex early. Because, and don't get me wrong, I talk about this all the time. Sex is everything we do is a choice. Everything from wanting to love somebody, wanting to be in a relationship with somebody, just wanting to be loved, and wanting to have sex. So it's a choice to do that. It's a choice you're making to fulfill something, right? You're doing it because you want to fulfill something. And what is that something? And so what I found is that a lot of times we do things when we're looking to fulfill our lack of emptiness. And sometimes we do it because we want somebody to love us and we're looking for a connection. Okay? Now, the reason I was really going into this and having this conversation is that what happens after? How do you feel after you have engaged in a sexual activity or intimacy with someone you just met? Now, I said first date, and I said that because sometimes you can meet someone and you may not go on the date with them, it could be 2 weeks later, it could be 30 days later, it could be a month later. But when you meet that person, you have chemistry, right? And so it happens. But what happens when that happens? Okay, so I said after first having good chemistry, you can have good chemistry with somebody, and when you meet them, it's so high. You know how the endorphins they just get you high. You're excited. You're attracted to that person. They make you you feel like you have this great emotional bond. You all are connecting, and it's just so easy to just do that first night. But it could cause confusion to the connection. So you have to be careful of that. But it doesn't mean that person won't want you down the road. Okay. And I say that because actually, in most people who are older, tend to have no issue with this. I find in this generation, younger people are doing it faster. And they're not really getting the connection or getting into the connection. They're just going in, diving right in, and let's say, hey, let's make it happen. This is what the generation of today is happening. But I found as we mature and get older, time has nothing to do with it. The length of time, you got me? And even some older people don't even care if it's on the first date. So it's a difference from when you mature and realize what you like and desire. And you get to a point you realize it doesn't matter what somebody think about you. You're doing what makes you feel good. And that comes from the chemistry, you see? Now, the other thing is when I said that when it brings confusion, right? So the confusion part come in because you fear that this person that you're interested in, right? You really like them. You believe they really like you. And they're desiring you. So you do it because you think you're going to lose them. So you do it, you're saying, oh, I need to go on to be with him or her because I'm going to do this because I don't want to lose this person. And so you go right in thinking it's going to be a connection. You dive right in, you feel anxious, and you do what you think that person, and you think if you do it, your relationship is going to deepen. And that may not happen. So you have to be mindful of what happens after, when you do that. Because after, you're going to feel some kind of way of, again, everything you're going to do when you do this is about your emotions, how you feeling, how that person made you feel. That's pretty much all when you have sex early happens. It's how you feel what? After. So how do you feel? Do you feel used? Do you feel misled? But that's part of what happens after. So that's why you have to really think about what you're doing, because after you do this with someone, if the relationship may fade and you feel used, you feel, what's that other word? not bad, I don't want to use that word. I guess it's the major word used. Oh, regret. Regret. I had to think that for a minute. Regret. You regret it, right? And you're like, why did I do that? Why did I just do that? It's like, what the hell? But that comes from your fearing either pressure or fearing you're going to lose that person. You feel that that person you were so attracted to, you was going to have a great connection. And the assumption is that the sex is going to be great. So y'all assume because someone that you see that you're attracted to is really going to make you feel the same way based on what you think they look like. You got me? So you think that that person is going to really, fill all that void. And so you got to be careful of that. You really have to be careful of that because, you're going to get confused. Okay. Hey, Robert. Hey, Jerry, Brave Boy. How you doing, Nikki? And that is. So I kind of just wanted to quickly talk about that. It wasn't something that need to be drawn out. I just wanted to have this conversation about, because a lot of times when I'm helping someone, and if you go back, and I'm mentioning this because if you go back in a relationship with someone, you will find that whatever issues you had down the road had a lot to do with what happened in the beginning. So remember I said this, anytime you have issues in a relationship, take it back, roll it back, go and see what happened when you first met that person. And this is one of them. Did you have sex early with that person? And that will really tell you what caused your disconnect. You got me? Because sometimes some people think also you're going to do it with someone else. If you do it with me, you're going to do it with someone else. So now you're letting what may and may not happen not really be real. Because it's an assumption that that person has done it before. You may be the first person they've ever done it with. So you've got to get that mindset of thinking that this person is always doing this. And if you think that, then why would you put yourself in that situation? Because I tell you, you can have great connection with someone after you first meet them. Now, I had a boyfriend and I first met him. I ain't got to tell y'all when. But it happens. And I'm a person that stays in relationships long. So I was with that person for years. So it doesn't mean that you can't have a great relationship with that person. Okay, so I don't want you all to think I'm saying this because if this happens, what happens after? Yeah, what happens after? You can have a great relationship. And it could be a longevity relationship. So I'm not saying you're gonna mess up. I'm giving you reason that it can. And so you are to be aware of the possibility. That's it. You just got to be aware of the people that come into your life because you never know if it's going to be or not. So I'll go over what happens because that's the title. What happens if you go this route? You, number one, could have a great connection and you can get married and you can have a long relationship or you'll be together for some years. That can happen. If you have sex early, you can bring on confusion. You can get confused because you're thinking that this is what you should do. And so you do it. Okay. When you have sex early, you may regret it. You may regret it because you think you're being used and taken advantage of, or the person doesn't care, or they manipulated you. All those things will play in your mind. But you got to remember, guys, if you go this route, it was your choice. See here, and I'm gonna have to do a talk on that about how we believe that because we do what someone else say, it's their fault. Okay, so it's almost, I'll give you an example. So it's like if I tell you that if you go and buy these particular chips at a store, and you put it with this salsa, it's gonna taste really, really good. But that's how I like it. Now, I don't know how you're gonna like it. So when you go buy it, you go get the same thing that I told you that was good. I gave you the maker, the type, and the type of salsa to use, right? You go try it and you have an issue. So let's say it caused you diarrhea. So then you call that person the next day or back and say, you messed up, you made me have diarrhea. So how I made you have diarrhea? Because you told me about the chips and you told me to get that salsa. I'd tell you to do anything. I just gave you a chips and salsa that I like, that I said was good. You asked me what was it, and you wanted to try it. I didn't make you try it. So why is it my fault? See, y'all, if you're gonna do something, do it because you want to do it. Not my fault that you chose to go to the grocery store to buy the chips. It's not my fault you decided to try what I like and my stomach can handle it. Maybe your stomach, we're not the same individual, but you can't blame somebody for a decision that you make. Are you with me now? So what happens if you have sex early? That was your choice. It doesn't matter if they manipulated you, if you went all of a sudden at this because you wanted to. It doesn't matter. Whatever decision you made, it was because you wanted to do it. So you can't get mad at somebody, and this is why I'm talking about it. Stop blaming people for the decisions that you make in your relationship. They're not you. You are you, and you made the decision to do what's right for you. Again, if you make this decision and you go this route and you've done this before, it's okay. But guess what? Because who know about it? Next conversation. So who know that you had a one-night stand? Or who knows that you was with somebody the first time you met them? Who know that why did you tell? So you see where I'm going? You don't always have to tell somebody what has happened in your life. It's not their business. Keep a secret sometimes. My brother used to tell me everything, and things don't. You ain't got to tell everybody what's going on. Keep things as a secret. Talk too much. My brother used to say all the time, you talk too much. Because when I was young, I used to say what was on my mind. Or I would, ask a bunch of questions. I want to know what's happening in life and what's going on. Give me some tips and some ideas. Help me grow. Help me be better, So I talked a lot. I think my mother came to the school about 4 or 5 times. I got in trouble all the time because I love to talk. This is why I do what I do, to help you guys. But, your decision or whatever you do and what goes on is your decision. And so when you take on this journey of being with somebody in the beginning, this is what will happen. These are the things that's going to take place. And I know some of you all use it for leverage. I didn't even go that route yet. Right? Some of you all use it because you're trying to get something out of that person. And so you think that if you do what they're seeking from you, that you're going to receive something back. Now, you do understand that when you go that route, you're taking on the risk. And if it doesn't pan out, you can't get upset at that person because they wasn't aware of what you were trying to do. That is that little thing that most of the men want to say about women, that They gold digging. So they'll have sex with them in the beginning so they can get them, so they can get some money and get the things that they need. And that's a whole nother conversation. I think I need to go back and have a conversation about why there's no such thing as gold digging or gold digger. Gold whatever. However y'all want to say it. There's no such thing. And I'll explain to you why it's not. Again, I mean, I don't even know if I need to really go into a detail, but I can go into detail if y'all want me to. It's everything that I always talk about. Okay. Hey, Ty. Hey, was that Tyshawn? Ross the Boss and John. How you doing? Hi, Willie Allen. Guys, I really appreciate you being a part of this talk. I know it is a risque talk. And this is why I'm going to start a group page so that I can talk more and actually, be more in details with topics like this. This is a basic one. It's not my deep talks that I have. But I want to start doing that because I have received some emails as well as comments on my other ones about wanting to have more help and having deep conversations about the desire of different intimacies and what to do in the bedroom, different tips. And so that's something I think we really need some time to talk and have conversations about, and just be in a group. And I can go more in details. I'm not really going deep with a whole lot. This is just some simple things that I gave you, or what happens when you have sex early. So I really hope that helped you guys. That you really like what I was just talking about. I hope it helped you out. And the main thing about it is, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, it's a choice. If you meet someone, my thing, I think when it becomes a problem is when you try to leverage it or use it to get something from that person. Okay? Because you could possibly harm yourself or them. So just be mindful of that. And then my thing about getting in it, just do it. If you do it early, do it on the basis of your desires. Period. Just do it on the basis of what you want in your desires. Okay? So, excuse me, I hope that information I gave you helped you guys out about, what happens when you have sex early. I hope you got some idea. If you have any questions right now, you want to ask me in the chat, go ahead and put your questions out. I'll answer whatever you want help with. If it's not even this conversation tonight, you can ask me questions about whatever you have for someone or anything you just want to have inquiry about. Please do ask questions if you like, and I'll do my best to answer you. And I am on multiple platforms. So I'm looking through various ones. So let me see what this one's saying. I'm on guys, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. So I got everybody in live. So if I miss your question, don't shoot the talker. But let me see. Let me get it. Okay, so this is on, what is that? What is going on up in here? Okay, so here's the question. So what happens if the person has persuaded me to have sex? Okay, so that's almost like pressure, right? So what happens is a person that pressures you, and that happens a lot. So I think what you're trying to ask me without asking me, is that considered date rape? I'm assuming that's what you're asking. You're just not asking. It depends on, because everybody and that's a good question, because some people have a confusion on that because they feel like, if I tell you no, right, and you continue, is that considered rape? So here's my thing on the men's side and on the women's side. And this is going to be a kind of deep kind of question to try to answer. And it's not, and understand my question is, my answer that I'm going to give to you is not in stone, just that thing. Is more to it. It's always a lot more. Okay. So for men, so let me say something about when men are in this situation so women can understand. When a man is engaging in an act with a woman and desire this woman, and you are all in the act of sex, so let's say it's oral sex in the beginning, he's already at a height, right? So women, we do understand that he's more than likely has gotten aroused, okay? So oral sex, if you don't know this, is sex. So if you consented to oral sex, you're consenting to sex. And I know you all, think that's different, and it's not, because you allowed a person to touch a part of your body in a sexual way, right? So if you find yourself and you're asking the man now to stop, which men who are, and let me say this, men who are in control can end it. But you can get some people who are not in control. And they don't know how to control their emotions to stop. So is that considered date rape because he wanted to continue to have sex with you? It depends on how it happened. Meaning, was it forced? Is it forceful? Or, is he not stopping? Is he holding you down? Then we go into a whole nother level. But understand it happens often, and that doesn't mean that man was intentionally trying to rape you, okay? So it's all about the type of relationship you're in. It's all about the type of person that you're dealing with. It's a lot of variables to understand in dating and having those issues. But I do want women to understand it's hard for a man to go from here to here. It takes him time to mature and to control that. But if you're dealing with someone in their 20s, he's got to learn to control that. Got me? As you mature and get older, you learn to control it. But when you're young, it's going to be hard. And I'm not trying to side with men. I'm trying to get women to understand that you have to think about what you're doing when you put yourself in that situation. If you feel that this person is pressuring you, don't go. If you feel that person is, and it's not something you're not sure about, don't go. Don't do it. Because when you walk past that door into that person's home or allow them into your home, you're taking a risk. Do you understand? So you have to think about the decisions that you make when you do this. And this is why I had to talk. So don't let someone pressure you into that decision. And you got to know if it's making sense. Because if you pay attention, and I talk about this all the time, if you pay attention to the way people come across to you, how they act, are they aggressive, right? Because if a person pressures you, they was aggressive when they first met you. Now, I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you're out and a person tries to walk up, the guy comes up to you and say, can I buy you a drink? You say, no, I'm good. He continues to say, no, let me go on and buy you a drink. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've already got my drink. He walks away, but he comes back. He says again, come on now, let me get you a drink. Why won't you let me buy you a drink? I don't mind buying you a drink, but I'm good. No, but I got you. Let me do this. I'm going to get the drink for you. What you drinking? Are y'all understanding where I'm going? He's already aggressive. So why would you go into a relationship with somebody that's already aggressive? Got it? So you have to pay attention to the personality and how someone comes off to you. Are you with me? See, if he wasn't as aggressive and he just said, "Can I buy you a drink?" and you said, "No, I'm good," and he says, "You sure? I don't mind buying you a drink. I think you're nice, young lady. I would love to buy you a drink." "No, I'm good. I appreciate it." "Okay, well, enjoy this evening. It was nice meeting you." And then later in the evening, y'all run into each other and y'all start talking again. And he says, "Well, let me buy you a drink." You said, "Sure." See, that person's not aggressive. Do you see the difference? You gotta pay attention to people's personality. So yes, and I know I was long-winded on that question, my followers, so I don't even know if I'm gonna get some more in. But that was a good question now. I think we needed to have that talk. That was a good talk to talk about. And I think, again, as I like to do and write down these other talks to do, I think that was a good question because no one went that route. And I didn't go that route. And that was a good one. And I think I like to give you all different ways that can happen. And that's why I do what I do. I thank you for that caller. I mean, not caller, but my YouTuber. Sorry about that. They asked me that question because that was a good one. That was a good one. So did anybody else have a question? Or should I answer any more questions? Because that was long-winded. I done had you guys on here for 30 minutes. I didn't mean to hold you. Who's that? And then I appreciate you all, listening and being along with me on that. So Rendell, is that Rendell? I believe. You're right. What a person says and what they write are the fingerprints of their brain. Thank you, Rendell. That's true, and that's why I say pay attention. Pay attention. So I really, really appreciate you all being with me tonight on a Saturday night. Usually Friday, Saturday nights are my slow nights because everybody's out on their date. And that's why I try to really do my lives on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think I'm gonna have to, do that. But still, sometimes those who want to talk and empty or lonely, it's good to talk sometime and have conversation, So I hope, I appreciate you being a part and joining, guys. So thank you. I will be back next week. I hope those who are fathers, enjoy your Father's Day. I hope everything is wonderful for you. You get a great dinner. My father has passed. Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about. Okay, quick, guys. I'm gonna have a quick snippet on this and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you go. My fathers, listen to this. Check this out. If you got a girlfriend and you looking for her to cook, you not her daddy. Just like you should have told her she ain't your mama. So don't be looking for no expectation. Y'all need to change that, turn that stuff around. I miss talking to you guys on Mother's Day to tell you that. She ain't your mama and you ain't her daddy. So don't have no expectation for anybody out there but your children. That's it. And if they too young to take you, and then that's when it kicks in if you have a relationship with that mother. But don't have no expectation from that girlfriend. Hello? I love you guys. I love you guys. You know I love you guys. So have a wonderful and happy Father's Day. What'd you say? Rhonda, you said your wife, what she said she wasn't telling you happy Father's Day. You're so funny. She gonna tell you Father's Day, but you ain't her daddy though. You know that, right? But no, we always do something for you guys. That was a good one. Okay, guys, I love it. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for the hearts and the love. Again, please leave me some comments. Those on the one of my channels, I know you can't get keep the live. Please go to YouTube if you want to see it again. If you miss any of the taping earlier. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful Father's Day. Thank you so much for being with me. Remember what I always say. If you're single, be patient. Someone's right around the corner. Just be patient. If you're already in a relationship, you know how I said, hey, keep it about peace, joy, and happiness. Don't worry about it, Mr. Noel. She gonna tell you Happy Father's Day. She messing with you. So guys,